When starting a discussion, the first thing you need to do is get into your course, and then we're going to add materials. You'll notice when we select add materials, it gives you many different options in here to add a folder, an assignment, do quizzes and tests, which will be another video, add links, discussions, which is what we're going to do today, and add pages. Or there's media albums and add packages. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do add discussion. So you click on add discussion and it'll bring up a box here for us to add something in. So our title, we're going to do discussion 1. And then down in the description is the question that I'm going to ask. What is a GVC? And then from that I can actually do a bullet list, a numbered list. I can bold something, so if I want to bold GVC, I can bold that. I can italicize it. I can add a bullet down here, so I'm going to say write a 1 to 2 paragraph essay explaining the question above. Use details from the text about learning targets and GVC. Period. And I got to change that E. Make sure that you do correct spelling and grammar and those things on here. Now, if I want, I can also go over here and I can actually add content. So I'm actually having a text being read, which could be a text from a book, an article, or wherever. And I could actually add that here, or I can actually do a link that the students can click onto that will take me to the article I need to. If there's something in Google Drive that I can select that's the article I want them to read, then I would click on Google Drive and find that article, and that would place a link in here or that article for them to read. The other options I have is I can actually add a file, which would be a link to a file. I have another link here. Then there's resources, which would actually take me to another area in Schoology. I could even video record or audio record this. So in doing that, I would click on here. I would click audio. And then I could write in here or say the question. What is a GVC? Bullet point 1. Write 1 to 2 paragraphs explaining what a GVC and learning target is. And then I could insert that in, and then the students would actually be able to click on it and listen to what the question was. The other option I have is an external tool, which we don't use right here. If I put a due date in here, so if I put that in today, and I'm going to change that to 1/15, which is our school ending time, then they have until this time to complete the discussion before it turns to being late. And once it's late, they can still put it in, but that shows me that they did not complete that assignment on time. If I enable grading, then it gives me the option to put points in here of however many I want. I could do 2, I could do 4, I could do 100. And then if I select a category, and I would create a new category for this one, I would do language, and then it would be a numeric, which would be a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or that would be my grade scale. I could also create a new one, or I could do any of these that are already on here. I could individually assign this discussion to a group of kids or to one or two. If I don't want to individually assign, it'll assign it to everybody. These are just objectives that you could align it with the state core. You lock it if you need to end that discussion and no one else can add anything into it. This shows that it's visible right away. If you hide it, they can't see it until you make it visible. This icon is for letting the students write their responses and being able to see other students' responses before they see it. If you click this one, it will require each student to write their own post, their own discussion, before seeing what other students write. And I like that one right there. And then you can copy this over. Once you get it done, go ahead and click Create, and it'll put it at the very bottom of the page here. So here's what is my GVC. So to use this on a computer, they would click on Discussion. They would go in and say a GVC is the guaranteed and viable curriculum a teacher needs to teach their students. It looks like this word is spelled wrong, so just to remind you to make sure that you correct your spelling before you post it to the students. Then I can post, and there are options here as a student, as on the computer, that you can post, because you can record that also and do links and files also there. So I'm going to post that on here. The one nice thing as a teacher is once you go into this discussion, it gives you this option right here that you can highlight the users in the discussion. So when you're ready to go grade this, you can actually click on Highlight User, select a student's name, and it will highlight everything that they have written, and you just scroll down to find that student and where they are.